We return once again to Mirin, where Dario Naharis, king of the lands of Slaver's Bay, reappears in the capital after his encounter with Grey Worm on the island of Nath. The king, who had vanished from the city without informing his people, returns, preparing his armor and sword. Before all his servants, he decrees the general mobilization of his armies, declaring that the times of peace have ended, and that the mother of dragons, Daenerys Targaryen, beloved by many, will be avenged. Finally, he raises his sword in the air, and with all his might and fury, unleashes a war cry that echoes throughout the city. In that instant, his troops begin to gather and prepare for the impending war. Hours later, the entire Milanese army and the Unsullied who had volunteered for the war were conducting drills outside the city. However, before launching the invasion of Westeros, Dario Naharis needed all his troops from the cities of Yunkai and Astapor to arrive in the capital, where they would all depart together with the great fleet of the new kingdom. Now we shift our focus to Westeros, specifically to the Reach, in the lands of House Hightower. Tyrion Lannister, Hand of the King, accompanied by about 30 Lannister riders, arrives in Old Town to meet face to face with Lord Lytton Hightower and discuss the rumors implicating him in the supposed rebellion concerning the legitimacy of Bronn Blackwater over the lands of the now extinct House Tyrell. Upon the arrival of the Hand of the King, the guards at the gate are ordered to open the doors. Next, about 40 heavily armed guards escort Tyrion and his men to the fortress to meet directly with their lord. Tensions rises in the air, an atmosphere of impending conflict. Suddenly, the guards stop Tyrion and his escort at the gates of the fortress, and one of them informs the Hand of the King that his escort must remain outside. Only Lord Tyrion is allowed to enter to speak with Lord Lytton. Without hesitation or fear, Tyrion agrees and is accompanied by 2 guards. Upon entering, he observes more armed men, and in front of him, seated on a stone throne and flanked by his 3 sons, is Lord Lytton Hightower, ruler of Old Town. At that moment, Lord Lytton orders the Lannister Lord to approach, and Tyrion complies. Wasting no time, Tyrion directly asks Lord Hightower to clarify the rumors of his insurrection against the king and the crown. Lord Lytton rises from his throne, furious, shouting in denial of the rumors. He also expresses that the presence of the Hand of the King, the most loyal counselor of the crown, insulting and disgracing his house with such accusations is a great offense to his honor and that of his family. He then states that although he despises Bronn Blackwater, seeing him as a mere mercenary and filthy commoner with no legitimacy to rule the Reach, he would serve him without protest, because his loyalty to the crown is unbreakable. Finally, he clarifies that he has heard of the crown's military mobilization and sees it as an unjustified declaration of war based on mere rumors. For this, he calls the king impulsive and irresponsible, declaring that if it was war he wanted, then war he would have. Tyrion calms Lord Lytton and apologizes on behalf of the crown, promising to deliver his clarification to the king. He assures him that the mobilization was merely a reflex after so many wars fought on that continent, and that it would be halted immediately as no true rebellion exists. However, before leaving, Tyrion Lannister demands a guarantee of Lord Lytton's loyalty. He asks that his heir, Baelor Hightower, accompany him to the capital to confirm firsthand that the rebellion is nothing but a baseless rumor. Lord Lytton refuses outright, a gesture that makes the hand of the king doubt him. At that moment, Gunthor Hightower, the third son of Lord Lytton, volunteers as a guarantee and pleads with his father to allow him to accompany Tyrion, staring at him intensely. In the end, Lord Lytton concedes, and Tyrion accepts the third son of Lytton Hightower. Together they depart once more for King's Landing. On the journey back to the capital, Tyrion plans to stop by the lands of House Florent to speak with its lord regarding the rumors of a rebellion. In the blink of an eye, he manages to secure House Florent's absolute loyalty to the crown in the event of an insurrection, ordering them to remain vigilant in case House Hightower's forces mobilize. Meanwhile, Gunthor Hightower is kept away from these conversations, begins to piece together the hand of the king's intentions. Meanwhile, Lord Paxter Redwine leaves the Iron Islands behind and arrives at Southshield, the stronghold of House Hewitt, located on islands west of the Reach. That house remained bitter over the neglect they suffered under the Tyrells, and now they were expected to tolerate a foreigner, ruler of the Reach, further fueling their resentment. Initially, Paxton Redwine's arrival is surprising and unexpected, yet he is well received, as they assume he has come as an emissary of the new ruler of the Reach, to hear their grievances and offer aid. However, the reality is quite the opposite. Paxter Redwine explains the situation to the Island Lord and urges him to join the cause to restore new power in the Reach, promising new lands, advancements and aid for his people, along with a substantial sum of gold to repair the damage caused by coastal raids. After hearing these promises, the Lord of House Hewitt accepts and vows that if the insurrection occurs, he will mobilize his troops and fight for the rebel cause. With this agreement, Lord Paxton Redwine secures yet another ally for his rebellion, and finally sets sails for Old Town to inform Lord Lytton Hightower of his progress. Meanwhile, Victarion's Greyjoy ship continues its course towards Essos, heading specifically for the free city of Lys, in search of potential new allies. While Tyrion meets with the rebels, the King of the Six Kingdoms, Brandon Stark, gathers the newly recruited members of the Gold Cloaks to prepare them for war. Moreover, the houses closest to King's Landing, such as House Rosby, have already mobilized their troops for the coming conflict, and Lord Rosby himself was en route to the capital to answer the call to arms issued by the King of the Six Kingdoms. Now we return beyond the north, where the reconstruction of Hardhome continues. Ambitious raids in the lands of the Free Folk begin to rise. The end of the White Walkers and the war has given the Wildlings families the security to settle and thrive, especially with a leader to guide them. A raven from Castle Black arrives in Harholm, bearing news of a possible rebellion in the Reach against the crown. Jon's first reaction is to ready his sword and mount his horse, preparing to ride to King's Landing and aid his cousin Brandon Stark. However, Tormund convinces him that this is not the time, that the Free Folk have chosen him as their king beyond the wall, and he cannot abandon his people over a mere rumor. He reminds Jon that the man sitting on the throne in the south is the same one who condemned him to return to the wall, and that his true family consists of the man and woman who chose him as their new leader. Jon Snow calms down and concedes that Tormund is right, setting his sword aside and fully committing himself to his new people. At that moment, a massive roar is heard, followed by cries of despair. Suddenly, and without expecting it, Jon and Tormund are left speechless, as they witness once again that winged beast who had fought alongside them before. Unexpectedly, Drogon is soaring over Harholm, seemingly searching for something or someone.